everyone.
Some familiar faces, some new faces. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. Welcome, guys. So glad to see you. And welcome to our WedVibes live session. And it's been a while since we hosted our dedicated WedVibes live session for the last time. So happy to be here. And now it's the perfect time to talk about marketing because we know that most of you right now just finished the season and you are thinking about your PR, marketing, and the Instagram game. And of course, the centerpiece of every marketing strategy is your clients. And we all know that Gen Z is taking over the market next year, the wedding market. So today we're going to talk about the hottest topic, Gen Z and how they behave. And I'm sure that in 1 hour, after we share all the insights that we put together today, you will walk out from this imaginary virtual room with at least one action that you're going to apply, or maybe a great relief that actually the Gen Z is not that strange alien. You have way more in common with this generation, regardless if you're a baby boomer or millennial like us. Yeah, and also what we're gonna talk today, it's not only about the weddings, because we're gonna describe the generation with their values and lifestyle and how it is reflected into the weddings, right? Because weddings doesn't live in the bubble of themselves. They're a continuation of our values and how we live. So we're gonna give you a broader perspective today on what's going on with Gen Z and how we can connect. And as a tradition, I will ask you, I see that you send in the greeting in the chat, but I will ask you also to introduce yourself, to say your profession, where you're joining from, and of course, keep saying hi and connect with fellow professionals, because it's also a great touch point and great chance to network with each other and get to know each other. And with that, let's start.
Let the party begin. While you're introducing yourselves, I can see, yes, some of you already know the drill and you introducing. But yes, we would love to know who you are, where you're from, what you do, and it will also understand us to how to maybe craft better some examples that we're going to show case to you today. But yeah, and buckle up. Today we're also going to present you one gift that we worked on, and at the end of the session, we're going to reveal our freshest, the newest 2026 trends report. I'm going to say the annual report because it's a second the job for us.
Our traditional annual report.
Traditional annual
And
trends
it has
report.
actually the huge section about Gen Z as well, but more like wedding vibe, like through the lens of weddings.
Absolutely, in terms of decor, style, gowns, makeup, etc. So there are going to be so many details, and we're going to give you the QR code, and it's absolutely free, and you can download it. So buckle up and stay with us till the end. Okay, and to the main topic. As Alina mentioned already, what's the purpose of the session today? The purpose is pretty simple. We trying to understand the next generation of couples, which is Gen Z, and figure out how to speak, let's say, to their hearts, how to sell our services and products, and why this is important. I don't know if this is a news for you or you already knew this, but here's like some statistics, and we're going to show and tell you so many facts, so many statistics, examples. So once again, bear with us, but this is important to understand. Like while we shift into like this approach, the new marketing approach, it's important to remember that right now, in 2026, because we're already approaching the new year, we're already booking the couples. I know with some of our clients, they're already booking couples for 2027, even 2028. The majority of our couples are actually Gen Z. Everyone between 20s and 30s, let's say, 60% of couples are Gen Z. So millennials, they already got married, majority of them. So
Oh, they got
uh,
divorced and remarried.
like,
But
yes,
we're not
it's
gonna
the
focus
second
on them
stage of
today.
life. Yeah, getting divorced, remarried, hopefully staying in the same marriage and celebrating anniversaries, hopefully. But still, yes, we have to understand that this is the new generation of couples, and we have to find the way. And we know the struggle. The majority of our team, me and Alina, Alex is excluded. We know the struggle because we are millennials. We're the first chronically online generation. And every day, we're trying to help our clients to navigate their social media, their strategy, their brand identity, which we work in and brainstorming a lot for WedVibes as well. So, before we go further, here are the three truths that we have to know and remember about today's couples. And you can challenge me, but I think it's kind of obvious for everyone. The truth number one, if you're not online, you don't exist anymore. And I know that for some of you, it's a big like pain point. And I actually started in the wedding industry. I used to be a wedding planner before Instagram even existed. So I do know the struggle. The truth number two, your personality matters as much as your portfolio, as your product, as your service, and we're going to talk about that more. And the truth number three, your brand is no longer what you do, is actually what you believe in and what you stand for. And we're also going to talk about that and give you some more statistics. But to understand what's going on besides the wedding industry and how the Gen Z is actually choosing and buying the products and services today, let's play a game. uh, we'll try and guess, and here I need your attention and I need your responses in the chat. Let's try and understand what these examples you see on your screen. 5 examples from 5 different brands. They're all right now very Gen Z oriented in terms of their social media game. So let's try and understand what they're selling. The first one, we're going to go, I think, like from the easiest one to the hardest one. So the first one is pretty simple. I think like, you can see it even like on the screen, but let's dive in.
Put in the chat you're guessing what this brand are selling. And obviously their audience Gen Z. So
Yes, yeah. Like I said,
how they
we
try,
just like
yeah,
it's a
matcha.
warm up.
Yes, Holly,
It's a
matcha.
warm up. Yes, it's a kind
It
of
was
like
easy.
they played around swamp slash like matcha aesthetics. So yeah, once again, it's doesn't matter what they sell. It's more about like how they, Alex, hopefully not skincare.
It's
Who
a it's
knows?
a it's a wicked theme skincare.
We could yeah sell skincare, but yeah, it's not about what they sell. It's basically like the how they hyping up like the whole matcha, let's say aesthetic, the colors, the texture, I want to say, right? Okay, the second one, it's much more difficult. Okay, I'm not gonna play the full thing for the sake of our timing, but here, like it's a meme around like, the family chaos dynamics, like how the youngest kids behave, and like the oldest one are usually like they don't understand what's happening and why actually parents like allow them to be in the way they actually do. Okay, yeah, acting skills 10 out of 10. Can you guess what they actually selling? Retirement
Retirement funds.
Yes.
Fund. Uh, like you have a lot of kids, but still invest into your future by saving money.
Okay,
No,
I'm
not
not
kids.
going to torture you. It's actually the real estate group, North Valley Group. You can see it here. I will like encourage you to actually follow them because they do not sell the houses. They do not sell like the apartments. They sell the family dynamics and like some funny memes about the family dynamics. And this is what actually made them very popular over the course of the last 2 or 3 years, I would say. Okay, this one. You know this joke, like how like our parents, I think like in every country they
They're
used to
getting
tell us
ready
the
ahead.
story how they went to the school every morning, 7 miles walking through the forest, and like us now, new generation, like we struggle with 5 a.m. flights. Alex already sold it out But yes, no, we will not see Duolingo today, but yes, it's
It's too
Ryanair.
easy.
You see that there's no actually mention of the like airplane or like selling the services. It's all like sales through humor or selling attention through humor. Okay, this one is also kind of tricky. No, I'm sorry. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, two gorgeous, gorgeous ladies on the older side, let's say, and the caption is the future is bright.
Angie, you nailed it. Skincare beauty. Irina, yes.
Yes, I see that some of you even know the brand. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It could be like the trust fund or like the retirement fund. Yes, but it's a skincare. Love it. Okay, and the last one. I mean, it's kind of also obvious because of the like the last, let's say, overlay text that we see here. We see like the names of like some luxury brands. Unfortunately, no, it would be obvious if it would be car insurance. But basically, through this, let's say, car collision or like, like the small accident, they just catching our attention because it's a multi-brand luxury fashion, let's say, boutique,
Boutique. Yeah.
and they are announcing the sales. It's just to catch the attention because like they know we're going to watch till the end.
So
So
the biggest, yeah, okay, go
yeah.
ahead, Daria.
Yeah, I want to say like the biggest takeaways here is they buy storytelling. They buy brands that feel like people or like they speak literally like their language, like they know, observe the memes, what's happening right now. And the for us, we're going to try and dive into the weddings because weddings are the ultimate, I want to say, identity purchase because like they want to be seen by the world if they spend so much money on their celebrations, right?
And I will also chime in. It's like, again, we will talk about beyond portfolio game, right? Speaking about the
Yeah.
wedding. Because the portfolio is the product. All these brands, they don't show the product. They show something else that captivate the attention. So we're gonna unfold the portfolio topic, but yeah, let's move to our mission.
Yes, it's not only about like your once again portfolio, your social media. It's also about the tone of voice that you're choosing right now and to understanding how to actually switch it to the new lingua. And we kind of also tried and had some fun, the rewriting our motto, our slogan. And right now in Gen Z slang, and it is still kind of it's cringy to read it out loud, but yes, we tried. And how the Wed Vibe mission it looks like right now. It's a big sleigh. WedVibes isn't just a platform, it's the matchmaker of your wildest dreams. Hello, Taylor Swift. We don't just play by the rules, we flip the script and remix weddings with art, fashion, and digital drip. Spotted the most fire talents in weddings. That's you guys. We put them on blast so they get booked and manifest their dream couples. Level up your wedding journey where main character energy is mandatory. I love some of the phrases, some I still do not understand, but this is how we also try and like working on our approach to social media as well.
But actually, we eliminated the phrases that we didn't understand at all, so that like this final version is at least we kind of have a good understanding what we meant. All right,
Yes.
let's start with how do they behave, right? We put together 5 insights with some ideas and connections to the like overall trend, how it connected to the wedding industry. Let's start with number one, and that is also the most obvious to many of you that they root for real stories and real people, right? Gen Z, more like drawn into communication that seem genuine. And for them, authenticity matters more than polished advertising and like these big claims. The best products, best professionals, it doesn't really connect them. They want their post to be as genuine and authentic as possible. And in many cases, the behavior of Gen Z is like irrational. It's not like economically understandable, but it's more connected to what makes them feel good, what is like speaks well with their values and with their heart, right? And here we put several examples. Let's watch the first video. Probably you already roll into it when you scroll down your reel feed, but I will also give you some ideas how well it went for this guy.
I can't afford to propose to my girlfriend, so today's day one of door dashing for a diamond ring. But let me start from the beginning. 6 months ago, I bought a condo we both fell in love with. Problem is, it made me so house poor, I can't even afford to propose. We've been together for a year and a half. The ring she deserves, $6,500. And I'm starting at zero. So every night after work, I'm door dashing. Because waiting for the perfect moment is just fear with a deadline. And she deserves more than my excuses. So I'm starting now. Follow to see how long it takes.
So
Have you
question
seen this
like,
guy?
who already like saw this video? Because I ran into this video. Maybe some of you let me know in the chat if this is the first time you see it or you already saw it as a Instagram user. Put in the chat. First time or you already saw it?
First time I've seen
First
it.
time. All right. You are not in this 8 million. So the video reaches 8 million people. And guess what? If you look into this guy's Instagram, that is exactly the TikTok example. He only has 3 videos. 3 videos sharing this
On
journey.
TikTok. Yeah.
And on Instagram as well of making money for this like dream ring to propose. And you see, again, people are really looking for the stories and that journey. So they already followed him because they're anticipating like how it gonna unfold, right? How the story gonna unfold. So they pretty much following them, gave them a credit. Like, yes, I'm interested. I'm interested. What going happen next?
You
And
can I see the questions about the name. It's like right here. You can see it. Brad J. Cho. It's like right
Brad
here.
J. Cho,
You
yeah.
can copy it.
So if you want to follow his journey, and also on the business perspective, surprise, surprise, but DoorDash, Aveda, and Chipotle already reached out to him and offering brand collaborations. So that's an example number one, right? We want to see real stories and real people, not like advertisement claims. Second thing, and I already like brought this example before, it's becoming more common, and we see this happening all over the internet when the kids or teenagers now getting married, bride and groom to be, they actually help their parents with their business, just telling the story, uncovered story about like their parents' business. And like in the middle, there is a screenshot. I'm not expecting you to read because it's like too small. The font is too small. But the idea is the girl, she's a part of the Mexican immigrant family, and her parents owned the restaurant. And she created a TikTok some time ago saying that my dad works so hard at this family restaurant every day, but there are not many visitors because it doesn't look nice and pretty. It's not Instagrammable. So the video went viral again because people like felt relevant, connected. It was they were touched, and the next day there was a huge line outside of the restaurant. They came just to support. And now, not only they saved one location for the restaurant, but they opened 2 more. So, and it's not only this one case. Probably you know some others from your
There are like
experience.
hundreds, yeah, of like similar examples of like kids saving their family businesses because the parents are not the digital native, and the kids are stepping into the TikTok game, telling the stories, and the next day, what do you know? There's a huge line.
And let's watch the video number 3. And also, please put in the chat if you recognize this guy. Oh, you know the story.
Let's guess who he is.
I'm walking over to his coffee shop. His buddy's
Put
coffee
in the
shop
chat if you recognize him.
in Williamsburg, 150 Grand Street. Oh, this amazing video. I'll tag the link.
Yes, hell.
And I want to go support. I think we should too.
So he's a
Yeah, I'm
Georgian.
going to stop here, but you do understand the concept. Yes, it's a Jonas brother.
Yes.
It's a Joe Jonas.
It's Joe Jonas, and he actually hopped on the very similar trend. The girl, she's an owner of a coffee shop. She recorded a video crying that she's running out of the business because she cannot maintain her business and cover all the costs. And the coffee shop was a dream of hers, but she has to close it. And the video went viral. He saw it and he recorded the video when he was walking to this coffee shop in New York, Williamsburg, to support her coffee shop. And now, actually, if you check her Instagram, you will see that he's supporting it quite a
A little
lot,
too well.
creating videos. And actually, she's thriving now, and she opened a few more locations. Um, Question to you guys. I mean, this is stories. It's really great for like opening the mind, right? Like knowing what's going on in the world, but how it can be connected to the weddings, right? To us. And we usually say that it's your personality, and your personality and your passion are now becoming as important as a experience and portfolio. And circling back to the videos for different brands that we shown to you, like the fun way of selling real estate, the skincare through the future, how gorgeous you look and how amazingly you spend your time. So again, Gen Z and us as millennials, we also started this shift. I cannot say that's only Gen Z, but overall, Gen Z is more into buying stories, vibes, and people, not just packages. And they want to know who you are rather than what you offer, right? And there is also three examples. The first example, and I saw some of you hopped on this trend. Unfortunately, I do laugh, and you actually share everything that you love in a professional perspective and a personal perspective. And that is exactly very thoughtful list of things that you believe help you to connect to people that you want to hire you and work with you. Video number two is from our beloved friends, very talented videographers, Jay and Mac. Let's play it. If you like chilies and indie Roman films, we are the
Welcome to Jane Mac
videographers for you.
Films.
Yeah, so again, through your values, through your interests, hobbies, showcase your work. And the last one also about what you stand for. You're a wedding videographer and believe love is love, right? So again, now I'm not saying that portfolio is not important. It's still important. It plays a huge role in decision-making process, but from what we see, the personality and values becoming the same weight in the decision-making process. So for the wedding professionals, the task number two, beyond like curating the portfolio, is curate what you want to share about who you are as a person and why the people you want to hire you should click with you, right? Probably it's even harder for some of you. For others, it's easier because you are more like outgoing person and you love to share. But regardless of what kind of person you are, now the huge part of the content is sharing your life, your values, and what you stand for. That's number one thing. The second thing, and actually, how we applied it, it's Vow for Girl Congress that I know that some of you joined us this November. And it's also exactly to the point that we advocate for what we love, what our values, and everyone is different. We decided to support the girls and donate all the tickets from the Congress for their education instead them being forced to marriage, because we know that in the wedding industry, everybody who works here, we had privilege of making our own choices, of having a good education and growing our business, but these girls, they don't have this opportunity. So we decided to help them. But again, speaking of connected to Gen Z, everybody has their own things that we advocate for. It can be driven by your background, just because you was in the situation that made you connected to that. It can be just some like your friend's example, or like, I don't know, the way you see world. You can advocate to sustainability and environment. You can advocate for animals. You can advocate for equally weddings. Whatever resonates you due to different reasons, it's time to share it, and it's time to stand for it, and it is time to go beyond just like formal portfolio way. It's also the huge
And
touch.
also go beyond the weddings, because like you advocate for so many things, so you
Oh,
care
that's
about so
absolutely
many
beyond
things.
the weddings. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely beyond the weddings, and this is how we connect with who you are. Again, not the packages you sell, not only the portfolio, but also why you do it and your passion, and what's also important to you. And that is about the values. Another thing that we see that expert tips and how to plan series and advices, they work perfectly well now because Gen Z, they loves learning and interacting and they don't love to be sold to. I would say that I guess majority on this call are millennials. I cannot say that millennials we love to be sold to. We don't. We also don't. But for us, for millennials and for baby boomers, when it comes us to buy something, we are kind of ready for this game to find the like to navigate through the packages, to figure out what is like the beneficial offer. We understand that we are buying, someone is selling to us, and we playing this game. Gen Z is too lazy. They don't bother themselves figuring out what are the best packages. They just prefer different way of communication and selling. That's why we also truly we love educational content. That's why if you share like values and some tips and advice, usually it performs better than just selling. But Gen Z, they even don't want to read about like these marketing claims. Like that's the number one photographer and number one result. They more into, okay, what is the behind the scenes of the process? Explain me things, how you do it and how I can learn and probably sometimes implement. Even if I don't implement, I appreciate that you're sharing some advice and your journey. We can watch these three videos, and again, if it won't be a WedVibes webinar if we don't show the examples.
Lots of videos and statistics. Yeah.
These are some of my favorite wedding venues in Florida for couples who are planning a very sophisticated, black tie level evening affair event. As a wedding photographer, I've been lucky to work at some of the most beautiful locations across the state, so here are some of my favorites. First up is going to be the Flyware Museum.
I'm not gonna show the whole thing. You get the concept. So the first the step, yes, is to inspire the even if you didn't work somewhere on you just love this venue, you can inspire because like this is where the journey usually starts with the venue. The second one.
It's pretty much the wedding planner explained why the intimate wedding is great for you and unfolded it in explaining different angles. And number three, it's really like the how-to tip.
Take your rectangle tablecloth, flip up the bottom, take each corner, tie them into a double knot, then throw the knot under the tablecloth and flip the bottom back over. Bam.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so the idea is not about like a lot of people will really implement it, but just the scene, the just fact that you are sharing and explaining things, it's already connects and builds trust. And
Yeah,
that's
the same thing I
more
see
important.
like floral designers do just for like the regular, like let's say everyday life, how to arrange your Trader Joe's flowers, or photographers sometimes share tips like even how to do the perfect portrait on the iPhone. It's like all about just sharing the value that is highly savable and shareable, and people will know, trust you, and for that, like eventually will buy your services.
Yes, and again, speaking of millennials, limitations. Like me and Daria, we always discuss, oh, that's a great Gen Z content, but it doesn't speak to us. We're a bit like older. But there is a great example of Laura Ricci. She is the founder of Grit and Grace wedding planning brand. And she's a great representation of exactly the point that viral content isn't not just for Gen Z. If you feel like it resonates with your personality, if it looks natural and organic to you, you can try and test it out. It's for everybody who is bold enough to create. And let's watch three videos. It's exactly Laura's style, but it's very Gen Z.
I just hope they, at this age, I'm meant to live an uncomfortable life. I don't have the will.
The White Lotus reference.
Mhm.
I love it. The butterfly effect, I think you also familiar. It was a huge trend. I think like even like a couple of months ago that everyone jumped in the butterfly effect, and you look happier. And, like all of them, they actually the viral trends that she jumped to in her like bold, let's say, tone of voice.
Yeah, you looked happier when you created some like bold
Killer design.
the
Yeah.
killer design that makes your couple happier. And the previous one was the butterfly effect. Like if I didn't create this spaghetti stationery, you have nothing to copy in the next season. So it's very bold. It's very Gen Z, and regardless of your age, don't limit yourself. Test it out. For some of you, it can be a great source of expression, the brand expression. Not for everybody. And how we also apply this Gen Z request for authenticity in our editorials that some of you I know participated. We always try to incorporate something that makes this portfolio really connectable to the people, humanize the portfolio. We incorporate kids, and Holly, I guess that was the shoot that you attended, the very left picture at Sunstone Villa. We incorporate pets. That's our syringe editorial, and we focus always on real emotions. We dedicate special time for the real emotions. It's always a combination of editorial and real emotions when it comes to the weddings. You know that better than us. Actually, in our trends report that we're going to share with you, there is a huge section about photo and video trends through the lens of course, Gen Z and these real emotions. It's a big shift, combination of editorial and reality. So that's about number one, that Gen Z is rooting for real people and real stories. I'm sure that there are more other ways how you can apply it, or at least start thinking about how you can apply this trend in your communication on your Instagram, mostly on Instagram, and some of you who is on TikTok for TikTok as well. And now let's move to
the trend number 2.
Number
But
two.
before we'll dive there, like give me thumbs up that you're still with us, that you're still here listening, watching, maybe preparing food, preparing a meal at the same time, but you're still here. So give me something like the hearts, the plus in the chat, or the thumbs up, that I will know that you're still with us when you're listening. Because because it's at this point I see only the deck and Alina.
Oh, you
I
can
don't
choose
see people.
the view gallery. I did it in the
No, I don't want to, because I have like so many things on my screen at the moment. So I don't want to be distracted. Okay. Thank you guys for your hearts. I see that you still with us and you're very present. Okay, then trend number 2, self-care as identity. Gen Z is the most individualistic generation. Okay, let's once again recall, what do we know about this generation? Of course, they are the first generation that was born as digital natives. They grew up with literally smartphones in their hands. They expect everything instant. They expect that everything will be accessible. That's the reality, right? The second one, the attention span is shrinking. It used to be, even a few years ago, 8 seconds. I want to say like this is actually like the goldfish memory, 8 seconds. But today for Gen Z, the average attention span is like 6 seconds. Yeah, they don't want to watch anything longer than 6 seconds, and only if you maybe will catch the attention. So good. And like with the storytelling, they care deeply about their mental health. They are all into therapy, into self-help, into journaling, into wellness routines. It's right now, it's a normal behavior. It's not even luxury. They are the most self-expressive generation. They curate their entire life as a brand. They want to be seen. They want to be in a spotlight. And they expect emotional safety from brands. The low pressure sales, we already touched this a little bit, right? The personalized experience, the flexible communication. I love this little fragment from the Millie Bobby Brown from the interview that she does right now from Stranger Things. She actually kind of telling us how Gen Z behaves right now.
I think that we need to increase volume, Daria, if you want to listen to it.
Well, we appreciate the support. This is going to be a great night.
No, definitely. We've always had so much fun together on the show. I'm used to working alongside teenage boys, so I feel really comfortable with you tonight. Yeah, when Jenny first emailed me about co-hosting, it took me 8 months to see it because Gen Z doesn't email, we text.
I didn't know that.
So basically, she just mentioned like the few things. Like she's like, I am a huge fan of the show. I watch 3 seconds clips from the show every night, so not the whole show. And it took me 8 months to reply because like we don't email, we text, right? So based off what I just mentioned and immediately approved, like double checking with her, what we do know and how we can use this information from our perspective. Okay, the first of all, the need for speed. Because they were born with the iPhones in their hand, they impatient. Because the internet actually trained them to be impatient. Everything should be super accessible. Wi-Fi should be fast. So response time for us is going to be equal trust from the Gen Z's perspective. And once again, so many numbers, so many cases and statistics. But yes, we do have like some stats here that 71% says that the vendor responsiveness is the most important factor than the booking. And they actually, the half of the couples, they choose the vendor that reply first. And the reality is that still almost half said that they didn't hear back from vendors within 5 days, which is understandable, guys. It's super understandable, especially during the high season, during summer, for example. We're not always online, like with maybe driving, traveling, changing flights, trying to get on time to our projects. But your competitive advantage would be if you will reply within 3 hours, which is found to be like the best, let's say, timing nowadays. Reply within the 3 hours, especially on the first contact. And remember this attention span moment. You don't need to craft like the long emails, even if you're like out of the office, driving to like the project or like super busy right now. It could be like this short and sweet and customized and very, very like, let's say, Gen Z oriented message that you're super excited, you're warm and you're friendly and you're human, because they don't need perfection. They just need your presence. So you can just, yes, once again, do this automated message. First of all, yes, I'm out of office for a wedding. No worries, your message is safe with me. I will return and I will help you to, I don't know, make your dreams come true. When I'm back, if it's urgent, text me. While I'm away, feel free to browse my recent work or like my recent publication. Wish me luck. I can't wait to get back and start planning with you. Or you can just simply reply that, guys, I saw your message. I am very aware of it and I will be back and I will give you all the info. So 3 hours for the first touch point.
Ideally, because it used to be
Ideally.
24 hours. It used to be 24 hours. And for most of you, I guess, it was like the rule that many of the creators fail to follow. Because like I know the inquiry can sit more because you're too busy of meditating on like, hey, what shall I respond? But now, yeah, 3 hours, it's a new 24.
Yes. The second one, the takeaway, let's say the takeaway from what I told you in terms of like how they behave right now and like how they make decision. Because once again, Gen Z right now, they are better than any FBI agent. They can find all the information online and they prefer it quick and efficient. The transparency is kind of non-negotiable for them. I do remember the times that, once again, I used to be the wedding planner before the Instagram era. I do remember these times that you have to schedule a call, or in my case, we used to do the lunches or like the breakfasts with couples, trying to understand them, like schedule or maybe scheduling the call, trying to get as much information as possible, and then return with a customized package. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore. They want to know prices up front, at least starting prices, of course. And I'm going to talk about this on the next slide. Remember, they are the most individualistic generation. They want everything to be not cookie cutter, but customized for them. But they want to know, like, it's going to be like the breaking point if they understand that they can afford you and you transparent, like in a first interaction. They will most likely decide to go for the next, let's say, point of your conversation. So the pricing is very important for them. Once again, a little bit more statistics. 78% of couples say that pricing is a number one factor then in deciding, which vendors to contact, just to contact, just to inquire if they can find this information online. And right now we do see even sometimes on social media, some photographers, planners, floral designers started to showcase in their like packages and what's included in them. So it's also the great inspo for you guys if you want to also incorporate it on your social media. So once again, starting rates equal trust. The second, they want to watch your process, not just the final result. Pretty photos, they do not sell the dream. Pretty photos, it's something, yes, that initially like it's our product, it's our service, but they want to understand what it feels like to work with you. What's your energy? What's your values? Once again, we're coming back to the trend number one, but it's
Same
all
idea, yeah.
it's all connected. How you handle challenges, how do you hype your couples? They want to be seen, they want to be hyped, they want to be romanticized. They want to feel that you see them like as people, as persona, as like you see them as like your ultimate dream client. So what helps with that? Behind the scenes process, showcasing how much effort, how much time it takes to actually create this dream product of yours. So hyping up your clients, like showcasing behind the scenes, it's also the great portfolio.
It's part of the transparency. Yeah. And
Yeah.
also speaking of the prices, it's also connected to the speed. Because you know, we also talk every time with the wedding professionals, they say after Zoom call, I'm sending them prices. So it used to be the best funnel, but now it doesn't look like the funnel they want to be marinated in, you know, soaking, and they don't want to soak in this sales funnel sauna. They want to understand in the very beginning. I guess again, I'm a millennial, and I know that majority of you also. You also, like, as a consumer, you love to know prices, but that was a rule, and we used to say like, okay, we are buying, we are ready for whatever sales funnel you will offer to me. But what we see now, Gen Z is adjusting sales funnels to them, so they're not gonna respect your sales journey. And yeah, the transparency really matters. If you at least name the prices, you actually increase your chances to continue communication with
So
them.
yes, absolutely. It could be like initial price or starting price at your website, on your social media, wherever, and then you will say that they can inquire, and after the talk, after the conversation, you will get to know them better, and you will create the customized package, tailored package for just for them, because you do understand their needs, you do understand how let's say how unique they are, because of course they're unique, like every story is unique, right? Like every destination wedding is unique. It's like so many factors to consider. So tailored offers, tailored customized emails, and strategic follow-ups. They want to feel chosen. We just recently, I think like a couple of days ago, we had the conversation in our one of our mastermind group, where we debated, like, should you chase the clients? Should you actually send the follow-ups to your clients? If they didn't choose you initially, maybe they moved out with someone else. And it was a great point. Then somebody mentioned that they want to be chosen, they want to be seen, they want to be chased. That
You want to fight for them.
you want to fight for them, you actually saw them, you want to work with them, and you reminding them about yourself, but not in a way then you are asking like, oh, what's just checking in, just checking in, just bumping your email, like my email, that just wanted to see if you received it, but more in a thoughtful way, that you will maybe mention, as you also see here, like some of the examples. Like I came across this Pinterest photo and I thought of your ceremony aesthetic that you mentioned, or like the whole wedding aesthetic that you mentioned. I was curating my portfolio today, I don't know, for WedVibes submission. And this gallery actually reminds me of your vision. I feel like you would love like this aesthetics, or I had an idea for you, and do you want to see it? Because like you inspired me during this conversation. So, and whenever you craft your proposal, your package, personalized portfolios, personalized proposals with their names, the name of the venue, if you know it, with their vibe, crafted hours, for example, if you're a photographer or videographer, the mood boards, maybe that reference in their style. So something that will reflect their vision for sure. So they will know and they will understand that you're actually choosing them. And with that, we are moving on to the trend number 3.
4. The trend number 4 is the most.
No, it's a 3, and it's a trend number 3.
Three.
Yeah.
We didn't put the number. Okay, number 3. The most mindful generation, sustainability and authenticity. That's something that very important to them. Sustainability, it's pretty clear why, because if millennials, we were aware of global warming, but it feels like, okay, that is a problem that for our kids to figure it out, and we will focus on something more essential to us. But Gen Z is a generation that actually will face themselves with the consequences. That's why they're very, connected to this problem. They're very concerned about that. That's number 1. And second is authenticity. I guess the standards doesn't exist for Gen Z, and even you see a lot of memes about my new employee, my intern is Gen Z. They don't want to align with some corporate policies. They don't want to align with some standards. They don't want to be perfect. They don't want to excel in something. They want to be truly to themselves. And that also reflected to weddings. We celebrate different people, different skincare, different skin color, different preferences. And
Yeah.
this cookie cutter traditions doesn't exist. And Gen Z is known for disrupting traditional wedding trends, right? Because who they are and how they want to express is more important than how it should be. So we can watch the second video real quick.
My wedding ceremony was completely gender neutral, and here's the custom pronouncement that we had our officiant perform. Audra and Andrew, you have exchanged your vows and your rings in the presence of your family and friends. By the power vested in me by the state of New York, I pronounce you equal partners joined in marriage. From today forward,
All right, but
your
it's
family-
pretty much all
Yeah, you
about
get the gist. Yeah.
diversity and acknowledging the difference. And let's dive into style and decor, how sustainability is unfolded in the style and decor. First is beyond flowers. We see that stylistically wise and value wise, the more couples choose incorporate fruits, vegetables, and fabrics into their design and decor. Also, vintage dresses becoming a huge trend because it's not only sustainable, like sustainability perspective, and not like wasting time and money into like the dress that you will wear only once, or even 3 dresses, because for the fashion forward weddings, the huge trend is changing outfits. So, but it's more about inspiration and legacy from past eras, and without like eroding the waste, because I mean, beyond the romanticizing the dresses, it's also, to some people, it's kind of a lot of money that you spend and you never like wear it again. Also, for design, it's a thoughtful design, and we see the huge shift between the screaming luxury in the expensive, lavish decor into experience, into even destination weddings, when people value more emotions and how people feel, rather than put all the money, all the budget into the huge centerpiece of flowers. So less is more is becoming the big trend. It is partially connected also to the value and sustainability shift. And local grown flowers and like local business support is also another part of the values and the new weddings, because if the couples decide to decorate and to design the wedding with the local grown flowers, it pretty much less impact on the environment, on the shipping and like the flying the flowers around the globe. And also at the same time, they support the local businesses. So that's another huge part of, let's say, their vision. We know that it's harder really to implement that, like it's not an overnight change for the wedding industry, because it's also connected with a lot of waste for like wrapping and everything. But more and more couples becoming more conscious okay, that's a 1 day or like 2 day of celebration, how much waste I create, how much pressure I put on the environment by my celebration, and how I can still, through a great party, do a great celebration, but reduce the waste and reduce the bad impact on the environment. They start thinking about that. So if you feel like it resonates with you, if you only communicate it on your socials, it also helps you to connect. For example, at Wow for Girls, we had like the session with Katie Mary. She's known wedding professional who roots for sustainability. And I believe we have more than Katie Mary, but when it comes to sustainability, her name always pops up. So maybe for some of you, it's a room or for like not creativity, but a room of thinking that maybe it's also your niche because you also do a lot of things in terms of sustainability. And even if you use organic cosmetic, for example, if you do the daily choices, again, beyond the wedding, it's also worth communicating and sharing that. Speaking of number one, personality is as important as your portfolio. And second thing is inclusivity, right? Diverse real life representation of races, orientation, body types, abilities. Everybody deserves to be acknowledged and everybody has their share of voice. And the most recent thing, and we also incorporated more and more in our media, saying couple instead of bride and groom or like partners. And let's watch a quick video.
I mean, just here for
I
inspiration.
mean, it's here, so let's play. Yeah, you're happy an hour because
Yeah, look, happy I
I
just married
married
my
my
best
best
friend.
friend. So
Yeah,
that's
so
also sustainability, authenticity, diversity, and no standards. Self-expression is a big part of Gen Z values. It's not only in the weddings, but weddings are also continuation of that trend.
yes, and we're moving to the trend number 4, which I'm particularly super excited about. The life romanticization or the Swiftification of weddings. I don't know if you saw, I think you did, like so many videos. Actually, not I personally counted them. I saw the statistics once again on TikTok that right now there are like 7 million videos from the brides and or just like the girls, the guys like who like just so excited. So some of the girls they just posting that they're in the same engagement era. The Selena Gomez who already got married in September, Taylor Swift, and Zendaya. Some just saying that they officially believe in love again. So I want to say it's knowing the impact that Taylor has on the world and on economics in general is not just a trend. I want to say it's a cultural shift, and it started a long time ago. And we can dissect it for so many reasons. It's just the nostalgic feeling, the return of the rom-coms, the desire, the need to actually believe in this moment, and the guy is chasing girl to the airport and buying like the super expensive ticket just to catch her at the gate and pronounce his love, or like raising like the boombox over his head and just proclaiming his internal love for her. Taylor Swift is all of those things because like the whole journey of her as a hero who we follow all like for the last 20 years, the world follows. It was the ultimate journey on finding your love. So today we see this cultural shift for the hashtag romanticizing life. It actually has 1 billion views on TikTok. It's all about noticing beauty in your life. It's once again being the hero of his story. It's return to like that poetry in because the world is so tired of irony. It's a love for nostalgia, the movie moments, love stories, vulnerability. And for the wedding industry, like this trend is like actually is a gold mine because you have so many stories, you have so many weddings, so many beautiful stories. And once again, some more data, some more statistics for you. 68% of couples they follow and they love real life love stories online. So they follow even like the couples that are just getting together, or like the whole journey of them being proposed to, like engaged, and the wedding story. And also they want to see this, like 67% also say that they want to see this romantic moments. So they crave authentic, emotional, cinematic love stories, and they want to be celebrated loudly. This is why we see so many trends right now. Like this is all the videos from the creatives, right? From photographers, videographers, the planners, them celebrating, like feeling the emotions, even if something goes horribly wrong on the wedding day. Like here, you know this trend. I forgot that this was the whole point. And then even during the storm, the people are dancing, enjoying this moment, this day of their life, and their creatives, like the vendors, they celebrate this because this is the whole point, enjoying the life no matter what. Or then you showcase the emotions, how you actually work on some project, on some celebration. Once again, it's all about hyping your clients, or maybe you noticing some beautiful moments. Like the photographer who noticed like how light beautifully reflected on the bride's veil during the ceremony. Or you hyping not, once again, your service, you hyping not your portfolio, not your job, but you hyping this moment, this feeling, that what does it feel like when they actually getting married. So celebrating your clients and making them the real like heroes of their own life stories. This is the whole Swiftivization of the wedding industry. And once again, because we're moving to the final trend, number 5, give me some signs that you're still with us, because I still can see only Alina on my screen and the deck and
But
some of
how
my
you will
notes.
see the signs, Daria?
Huh?
I'm wondering how you will see the signs if you don't see any.
The chat is open.
Okay, put it in the chat because Daria can see the chat.
Yes, I can see the chat.
I can see the reactions. So hold yourselves or click the button react. Any the balloons, the heart,
Yeah. Yes,
the
I
thumbs
can see the
up,
chat. Yes,
whatever.
Thank you, thank you,
I
thank
will
you.
like I cannot see you guys, but give me the reaction. Like, okay,
No,
Daria,
no, because the chat is open.
unmute yourself and yell. Okay, number 5. And I saw the question about the consumer journey, or like the path to purchase, how we say in marketing. Search on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, ChatGPT instead of Google. I guess, again, regardless of you are Gen Z or not, ChatGPT is replacing Google 100%. And Gen Z is very digital native. They were born when Instagram was, I mean, almost there, right? And they used to find information on Instagram, later on TikTok or ChatGPT. Pinterest, majority of couples start their inspirational journey on Pinterest. A huge amount of couples use Instagram not only for inspiration, but for choosing the vendors, right? TikTok becoming big, and more, even with wedding professionals, we hear that, oh, half of my couples find me on Instagram, another half on TikTok. So that's also the huge trend. And ChatGPT, I guess now we have like here statistic 20% use it, but I guess the number is growing as we speak. Yes, it's a huge supporting and the huge tool for everything, not only for planning the wedding. And here you have a screenshot where like the timeline of the wedding, but even for looking for the vendors. And here, what I want to encourage you to try to do, regardless of your profession, I don't know if you're a florist in California, try to ask ChatGPT like, "Hi, I'm planning a wedding in California. Help me to find a florist," and check what ChatGPT will give in the results, and see who will be the florist that they will be named, or photographers or videographers or whatever is your profession. You will be surprised because when I did this exercise for different professions and different locations, I noticed that ChatGPT actually gives the link not to the website, but to what? Tell me in the chat, what do you think they give link when I ask them to give me the wedding professional, like wedding photographer in California? No, even not Instagram. It was Google business page, like Google reviews pretty much. So that was huge surprise for me. Try to do this exercise, but I realized that in this list of the photographers in California, not actually California, I put Carmel because I recently moved here to Monterey, Carmel. That's a huge wedding destination, right? I tried to do this. Okay, if I'm planning wedding in Carmel. So, and that was a list of photographers, and like me, I didn't know anybody. It's not on my radar, but they have like a huge, an extensive list of reviews. So it's something to think about. I'm not an expert in terms of like, okay, how ChatGPT put together these lists, but at least playing with it, you also have more insights of, okay, what are the platform that you never looked into. So if you don't have a Google page for your business, probably it's also never hurts to do it and start collecting reviews. We actually recently started doing that. And I see some people who gave us reviews. I guess Angie, Sahel, thank you so very much. Because if somebody will look for WedVibes on ChatGPT, they will see the reviews. So that's again the consumer journey, right? I know that it's challenging. It's I cannot say stressful, but it again it's a lot of platforms to cover. Website is still playing a big role, but maybe not in the sense of people learn through Google and find your website, but more in terms of, okay, if your Instagram is captivating enough, they will look into your website, look into your portfolio, and make a decision to inquire you. So let's look on also into the Instagram bio, because speaking of CEO, it's becoming more important to focus on this rather than on website. What we want to highlight here first is your profession that should be visible, and ideally that should be in bold. Like with Manda from My & Co, it's destination wedding planner. You can add your name, for example. You can not add your name, but it's better here to have the profession, because if somebody start looking for the wedding planner, it will be first thing that engine, the CEO engine will scan. Also, there is another example for Roma Vera. They put wedding videographers. And the second thing is the value, or like USP, unique selling proposition. Please, I mean, I hate to say it, please stop using word timeless, but there are so many wedding professionals put in their bio timeless, something that I don't think it's easy to stand out, easy to catch the attention. So what we loved about Manda, she's put like world-renowned planning and design, multi-day events that should be impossible. My favorite is Roma Vera. There are no wedding movies on Netflix, so we are at your service. And we have two more. Smith and James, I would recommend them to put wedding planning next to their name, because again, speaking of CEO, it's important. And also, we see that they have 20,000 followers. If you don't have 20,000 followers, it's definitely better to put your profession, right? Because you don't have this weight for Instagram. But what we love, it's actually the creative bio, the USP. We plan parties, really good ones. It's also like sounds very bold. Also, our big friends Ash and Dog, the California destination florists. I guess Susan, you met with them. We did Sea Ranch editorial with them, and yeah, look how they describe their USP: artful florals with a fashion POV for weddings that feel like editorials. And if you know them, they're very vibrant, they're very fun, and even their avatar is also stands out. They're not holding flowers as as you think, right? They're holding the journals. And speaking of Gen Z, they're breaking traditional wedding rules. We already told that, right? It's reflected on what they expect and how they connect with professionals. And of course, it's also reflected on the portfolio game. And what we see, the new era of unconventional hero shots. Question to you guys, do you know what is hero shot? Because recently I realized that we keep saying really hero shot on money shot, but not everybody knows and understands what is hero shot. Do you know what is hero shot? What is it? Like traditional, classic, conventional hero shot. What is it? What is conventional?
How does it look?
shot
How
for
does the
weddings?
hero shot looks like usually?
And photographers, planners, floral designers, what is it?
Your money shot.
It's pretty money.
Main
It's
character
pretty much
energy.
main character. It's pretty much like it's in traditional portfolio curation, which doesn't exist, but we believe it exists, like the book of portfolio curation. It's the ceremony shot. It's a money shot, right? Like walking down the aisle, the keys, the ring exchange, and because that's like the entire like centerpiece of the wedding. Why
Something what
people
will
came.
be on as a cover on
Yeah, the
your
cover.
gallery.
That's a traditional one. It doesn't go away. It's still relevant. It's still big. But beyond that, unconventional when there is no ceremony. And this is example of Rachel sent us pictures, and you see that there is no ceremony, no arch, no ring exchange, no first kiss, but there is main character energy. Exactly. So it's also becoming more and more common that these shots are more viral and have better traction and engagement than traditional. So also think about that. Regardless, I mean, photographers, yes, and even if you're not photographer, like that's a great shot for the cake artist, by the way. So a different profession can apply it. And last but not the least, the timeline of the wedding is being challenged by Gen Z because they're digital and content native, and many of them love to create viral reels. Right? They watched these viral reels for so long, so today the day of the wedding is the day when they create their owns. And for the wedding professional, it's also something to think, even to help to create these reels, or even join the reel with your couple, because it's also a very powerful piece of content. Or speaking of number one insight, number one trend, and Laura Ritchie, create something very digital native, showcasing only yourself. Let's watch these two videos, but I'm sure you've seen way more. They're supposed to be
This is
music.
example.
You
Yeah,
don't hear the music. But yeah, this is the self-recorded. And that's a great example, the second one, the great example how the
Yeah,
planner
and like
doing.
we see like lots of timelines there, like the couples just schedule the time for TikToks, or you can jump on it with your brides or like your couples. If no.
Okay, we don't actually
Yeah,
sound, Daria. Probably you enjoying the
yeah,
immersive
I don't know what's
experience of the
happening.
sound and everything. We only can read and see. But that's again the great idea if you're a wedding professional and you are, how you can hop on in the trend or even encourage to create this one. So wedding content creators, be them or hire them. That's another outcome and advice. And even for us, we more and more thinking of if everything that we do, it should have a content creator because it's a huge and powerful piece of content. Sometimes even more important than the result. And we already touched that. And before we go, we prepared the homework, right? Because I promised you in the beginning that after you walk away this imaginary room, you will have one action to apply, but we will give you 5 actions to do in the next 72 hours. First, create a post about me if you haven't done it. If you have done it, play with it, do something unconventional. Create a backstage video. I mean, put together a reel based on your backstage video. Everybody has it in your like hard drive disks. Please pull it out and put together the video. Also, think about unconventional hero shot that you can publish. Number 4 is share your opinion about anything, about the Taylor Swift wedding, about the Christmas weddings, about anything.
Trends
Trend,
prediction.
yeah, great. Trend prediction, it's a big part. Again, WedVibes releases wedding trends, and we will give you the QR code to download. Pinterest released it. The Pantone color is very white. What do you think about that? Is it boring or it's actually very beneficial? So whatever opinion you want to share, share that and download our brand new trend report. Actually, we even haven't officially released it yet, I guess. We are releasing it this week. So we are giving the QR code for you to upload it, and it's our annual review. So second review, second report. And read
Yeah,
and look into that. And it has a huge section about trends.
Yeah, I just
a
wanted
huge
to like
question
to
about
give a
Gen Z.
moment to Alex to tell maybe like a little bit more for about the trend report because he worked and like the whole team worked very hard on it.
And
So
Alex curated it.
can you say what's happening? What's inside this report?
Yeah, basically we have like a lot of, hi everyone. We have a lot of different like sections inside. It starts with the Gen Z trends in weddings, and there's a lot of different things we touch on, um, like authenticity, obviously a lot of things we touch on this webinar as well, but also some of the more niche things about, let's say, privacy versus getting published, or the like the need for speed, how Gen Z wants everything quick and customized. And then also a lot of like more niche trends in terms of decor and photo and video, like let's say, well, less is more has been a trend for a while now, but it's also evolving. There has been a lot of like metal objects, ice in decor. We also brought some trends from the New York Bridal Fashion Week. Some of the things we saw repeating and just getting a lot of attention, like I don't know, like lace everywhere. And then, of course, for like photo and video, my personal favorite was the camcorder coming back because Gen Zs are old enough to be nostalgic about their childhood, and for a lot of them, it was recorded like on like a camcorder, like the camera that you hold like this. So. Yeah, just feel free to download it. There's a QR code on the
Here.
screen.
Yeah, that is
And yeah,
it's
let
not
us know
part
what
of
you
the
think.
design. It's a QR code. Yeah, download it. Because there is a lot of huge inspiration and actually not only trends being thoughtfully curated by Alex, but the whole editor team curated all the images. And it's a huge part of inspiration, I know, for you guys and also for the couples. And yeah, please look into that. It's very well structured. And I made a joke that what they call vintage, it's my childhood. Like like vintage trends, it was like exactly my childhood, like oh, everything that I did when I
It's time
was
for us to
7 years
be the
old.
good vintage.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thanks everyone who joined us live. Thanks everyone who will be watching the recording, and please upload the report. Let us know what you think. And I'm wishing you a great Christmas.
Okay, I see a question
There are
from Daria. I'm
questions. Oh.
sorry for interrupting. If you're watching this like live session from your phone, you can just scroll to the right, I guess.
I'll just send a link on the chat.
Oh yeah,
You can
thank you,
also
Alex.
download it from
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
Also, sign up to our newsletter because we will be sending. Alex, did we send it a newsletter or it just scheduled?
It's coming up, so
It's coming
it
up.
will
So we will
be
send
soon.
out the report and the newsletter. And again, wishing you a great holidays and a thoughtful time for your marketing strategy. Try to do something new. That's part of the growth. And we will see you live next year. We already putting together the live session calendar. It's going to be a lot of amazing talents. We also will be inviting new brands, not only creatives, but also like people who stand behind the brands, like Peak Time. Photographers know this platform, not only photographers, planners, many of you know. So we also will be trying new formats. Also, speaking of what we stand for and our values, we're gonna host next year November Wow for Girls Congress. So it's gonna be annual, and we're preparing some more new things that we're gonna release pretty soon. And wishing you actually the great new season, new year, and wishing you all your goals and ambitions come true. And we will help you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful rest of your December and your holidays. And yes, let us know in stories what you think about this report. It's always a huge pleasure for us to see that you post stories and mention us. Because yeah, it's all the greatest pleasure to see how you implement this into your real life.
And what trend you liked.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.